Hey y'all, it's me, chronic compassionista herself, with her CEO portrait here, and she's sleeping next to me right here. She loves to sleep like inclined on books, or she's been sleeping on my shoes in the hallway, in the entryway of this very small apartment. But which I'm grateful for. But I just wanted to get on because I had a lot going on, and uh, I have the time right now, and I'm feeling I've got like 2,400 milligrams of Advil, prescription Advil in me, so I'm not feeling too bad. Fatigue is what really got me today. I took a shower. I was planning on going into work, and I fell asleep eating breakfast. Now, the last time I felt, well, actually, it's happened a couple of times now because I've been like 3 months without my RA med. So my body has just had it, and I have had it with it. Yesterday, I called out. I used the last of my paid FMLA yesterday, and because my hands and wrists and shoulders right here, and you wouldn't think that RA would have. Oh my God. And I'm a side sleeper, and it hurts too much to sleep on my side. Oh, it's been extremely challenging. And yesterday when I woke up, the pain was just so excruciating. Um, I just I couldn't do it, and so I used my last 7 hours of paid FMLA yesterday. So today will be an unpaid day, but hopefully that will be the last because I have good news, which I would like to impart, which I choose to impart right now. And the title of this episode, uh, it's from her Pearl album, Janis's Pearl album, which was released about 3 months after her untimely death. She's one of the 27 group. And on Kanopy, I watched the documentary Janis, Little Girl Blue, which was narrated by Cat Power, um, the musician, singer, musician. And it was so, I mean, I knew, anyway, it just had incredible footage of her, and she was just so bullied, and like she told Dick Cavett, who she I think Dick Cat they had a very they meshed very well. So I don't know if they ever had a romantic relationship, but there were it seemed like there were positive feelings between the two of them, and she mentions in an interview with him. I don't know if they showed that one in this documentary. They showed because she'd been on the Dick Cavett show a couple of times. And if you're young, you'll have to Google Dick Cavett. But he was a wonderful interviewer. He had his own Dick Cavett show, so he'd have usually famous people on, and he was very good at interviewing them. And he really admired Janis. And one time she was on a show, it must have been close to her death. She may have died because I think she died in October. Uh, I can't remember when Pearl came out. Was it 70 that she passed away? Anyway, only 27. But she was so bullied. Port Arthur, Texas, I think, is where she grew up. And she never fit in. And boy, I can relate to that. And she knew she was different. Anyway, and she wanted to live life on her terms with her values, which did not coincide with the values of people from Port Arthur, Texas. That's why she moved out west. She moved to San Francisco, and unfortunately, she got hooked on heroin because on stage, and I can relate to this too. It's been a long time since I've been on stage, but when you're on stage, it's powerful. To me, it was. It was magical. But it's the time off stage, and that's what she mentioned, the downtime, when I guess all of those demons from and all that trauma that she experienced as a child and a teenager. Do you know some college, some fraternity, some Texas college fraternity voted her ugliest girl of 19 whenever? You know how, and they put it on the front of their paper. She wasn't even going to that college. That's how scared of her they were. That's what it is. People are so scared to be different. And she was or to be who they deep down wish they could be, but they can't rock the boat and they're too scared to. And I get it. I understand it. But she chose not to. She's like, I'm getting the hell out of this place. And anyway, I highly recommend. I'll link it down below. I don't know if you have Kanopy or not, but it tells a story of her with her first band, and then Cosmic Blues Band, and the Holding Company, Brother and the Holding Company was the first band that she was with, and that she played with, and then Cosmic Blues, which is the song is not in, the song is on the Pearl album, which was like her, it premiered posthumously. I can't imagine what she would do. She was so, and I didn't realize she had siblings, and her siblings were in the documentary, and it was just very illuminating. It was magical to see her on stage. And yeah, it was heartbreaking. Her story was heartbreaking, and I can connect with that. I think we all can. We all carry trauma. Anyway, that's why I chose this title, because also I'm trying to get it while I can. Not necessarily from a man, but just do the things that I need to do to make my life better. And it was actually good that I took yesterday off, because that pain, I wouldn't wish that pain on my worst enemy. You can't. Pouring water from the kettle into my coffee cup, I was like, pain, 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 the entire time. Turning on faucets, opening anything, just, I have to say, I feel like I'm having a really good hair day, and I've had some good hair days. I usually wash my hair every Monday, and my hands have hurt too much to wash my hair. So this is like a week and a half without washing my hair, and it hasn't looked better to me. I feel like I'm feeling myself with my hair. And I wore the feather earrings. They were varnishing, and they were varnished. So it's fast. It's amazing how fast that can happen. Well, I started wearing the earrings that Greg gave me all the time, and I guess that's when they start varnishing, when they sit too long. I cleaned them with baking soda and a brush, but the brush may have been a little too abrasive, because I can't find my I know I bought a package of 3 toothbrushes, but I can't find the other two because my roommate, her shit is stuffed into underneath the bathroom sink. And that's other good news is that my roommate slash landlady uh, left on vacation this past Friday, and she's gone until for 16 days. So it's as much a vacation for me, and I'm a close second. I know you miss your mommy too, but she's been spending a lot of time with me, especially now that it's cooled down a little bit. It's been hot as hell. Uh, um, like it was in the hundreds last week, and it's lovely today, but I'm not going out because uh, I was supposed to go in 8 to 4 today, so I got up at 4, which isn't, the pain is bad when you don't look forward to going to bed at night because you just know the pain's going to wake you up like all the time. Every time you move, you can't get comfortable. Last night was better, but man, did I get up when 4 o'clock alarm went off. And like I said, I showered and I prepped everything the night before. But the fatigue of just I had to make appointments. This is good stuff, people. This is leading me in the right direction. So I scheduled an appointment, and the most important being, I decided to, because an option for me, because I have treatment-resistant RA, is chemotherapy, and it's for two. It begins with an R. I can't remember how to pronounce it, but it's a bi-yearly infusion, and it's chemotherapy. They use it for people with like non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, but it also is supposed to work well for people with RA. And I said, fuck it. They were going to try to go through Accredo again, and that was on Friday. And while I was in my appointment, so they were getting in touch with Accredo while I was talking to my rheumatologist, and already Accredo was giving them bullshit. And so by Monday morning, I said, no, I can't live this way. God only knows, dog only knows when I will get anything from Accredo. In fact, I still have to write their the CEO of the company, Cigna, who owns Accredo, and he makes $23 million a year. And one of his, kid companies has a 1-star rating and just paid out a settlement, undisclosed settlement, from a class action lawsuit for complete incompetence, poor to no training for the people, the customer service. They're horrible. If you look them up, you can Google, you will see complaint after complaint. I mean, we're talking life-threatening delays. And that's what happened to me. I went 4 weeks without my medication and my body. And now it's been like 3 months. Because, of course, it takes time to make an appointment, to see a rheumatologist or any doctor in the city. But, and my regular doctor, has been on maternity leave, and now it's like extended maternity leave. So I was seeing a different doctor, but she was lovely. And she said, do you want to try, she told me about this chemotherapy infusion as an option. And by Monday morning, I was like, yes. So I messaged her and said, please start the process to get me on chemo. So I have you do 2 bi-weekly infusions, which are 6 hours each. And I scheduled them for my days off because I get 1 day a week off every other week. And so I hope to get both of those infusions by the end of this month, because my first one will be next Thursday, and then and then 2 Thursdays after that will be my second one. And I've been on Reddit. Reddit is great. And I've heard, and I typed in people with RA and this certain brand chemotherapy infusion, and it was a lot of positive feedback. People said that they're 9 to 10 rated pain, which is what I've been living with, which is why I've had to take so much unpaid leave, which is why my checks are small, which is why well, I'll go into that later. But anyway, their pain has gone down to like between 2 and 4. And I don't remember the last time I was 2 to 4. But anyway, so I might be the only person on this planet right now who's excited about getting chemo. If I can just make it through this till next Thursday. I've got 2 more days this week, and then 3 days, and then 4 days. I'll have it on the 4th day next week. And that's my free day, and I'm doing chemo on my free day. But hopefully I have, I'm trying to remain calm and collected about it, and hope that I don't have a lot of side effects. Like I said, I take very good care of myself. I eat very well. I don't have any comorbidities. It's such a hard word to say. But so I couldn't believe I was able to schedule one so quickly. But I guess they knew how bad off I was. And I had made it very clear. And so I'm very excited about that. Plus, I can bring my earbuds, I can bring a book, I can bring snacks, and hopefully they have blankets. And I can just rest and have someone take care of me. If it takes a hospital setting to do it, it's actually in the same building as my rheumatologist. It's just on a different floor. And they usually have, I remember getting Remicade infusions, and they had like a blanket that you could use. Because a lot of times those places are pretty cold. The AC is pretty cold, especially now that it's summer. Anyway, so I'm very excited about that. But the only thing was, then I had to reschedule, because out of nowhere, I got an appointment, an SSA appointment, phone appointment, scheduled for me. I did not schedule it. They scheduled it. And which has never happened before, which sounds like a good step towards getting a step forward in the being approved for disability. And so, but I had to alleviate the pain first. I had to. So I called them to see to reschedule my SSA phone claim appointment. And first they didn't think they were going to be able to find anything, but they found something for me the week after next. So just 1 week after my original appointment. And I said, I'll take it. And so I'm excited. They tell you absolutely nothing about what you need, what the appointment's about. But all I know is I've never gotten this far. I have gotten I've downloaded hospital records and doctor's records. I still have to do my last psychiatrist records. I just have to complete the HIPAA form, and I can't remember which Social Security office address to use. Maybe I have it in my notes. Anyway, so that sounds promising to me. Also and I know it's a process, and I know once you get approved, you usually don't, the payments don't usually start for about 5 months, but they say within like either 30 to 60 or 60 to 90 days, I think it was 30 to 60 days, depending on your local offices, because of course this is New York, so probably a lot more people, but you'll get back pay, up to 12 months back pay. And I put down December of 2024, or else January of 2025 as my, I can't work full time anymore. And I could see it. So funny. I went to look at my pay slips, and I was getting regular pay slips up until about that time, and then I was using unpaid leave because and also I'm asking for disability for my RA and my CPTSD and chronic suicidal ideation, and so they do count as a disability. So I'm hoping between the two. Plus, this is my third time applying. I actually started applying earlier this year, but the pain was so bad. This was Credo, blew me off for 4 weeks, and I never got a chance to get the medical records or whatever. But this time I got a bunch of medical records, and I still have more. When I was with one medical institution, they sent me my medical records. It's over 700 pages. I think I was only with them for a year and a half, but it's like I can't even send it because it's 700 plus pages, and I certainly can't print it. 20 cents a sheet? You got to be kidding me. Anyway, I will let them know that when I do my. Hold on, I have to change it. It's actually been my upper body. It's been the worst. Fortunately, my neck pain has dissipated, and it's moved to my shoulders and my throat. People have noticed that my voice sounds more hoarse, and that happens when you have RA, and especially when you are unmedicated, aren't receiving any RA treatment. Your voice becomes hoarser, and because it's inflamed. In fact, I was taking one of my prescription Advil, and it's a big honkin' capsule, but like a pill capsule, not like the plastic covering or anything. But it got stuck in my throat, like sideways, and it took I tried to remain calm and not panic, because I was like, this is just the way I would die, choke on a prescription Advil. It took 2 glasses of water to get that down. And so it affects everything. I had some jaw pain earlier, but it's been this. And my job is a lot of using my hands, and they've been very good. My coworkers have been lovely and helping me out because they're finally understanding, especially when I mentioned that I'm starting chemotherapy. They're like, chemotherapy? I'm like, yeah. I have treatment-resistant RA, and now I have to take. I was on methotrexate, which is a form of chemotherapy too, but it was much lower dose. But it had horrible side effects, which is why I asked for the subcutaneous one, the injection, which of course my insurance wouldn't cover through a Credo, which was hell. It was just, and they kept charging me even though through Pika, it was paid for. Anyway, I'll be writing the Sigma CEO at some point. I think I was so fatigued today from just doing that for 3 hours yesterday while I was in so much pain, but I was so excited that I got that done. And also because I've been freaking out about my smaller paychecks, that I asked Kukumi Resort, which is where I'll be staying. Lovely vegan resort, the first vegan resort in Greece. And oh, I'm just so excited. I had to switch it from 4 to 5 days because, anyway, but I think I may have mentioned that before, but still, 4 nights. Oh, yeah, anyway. And um, what was nice was I've already bought my tickets and I got my assigned seats, which I think $44 to get an assigned seat. And thank goodness I got my tickets when I did. My flight tickets when I did, because the next day they'd already gone up like $100 because of this fucking administration and their. Anyway, trying to stay more positive because I feel like positive things are happening. It's kind of all coming together. But I did ask them. I said I have severe RA and I'll be starting chemotherapy, but I've lost income while waiting for this therapy, and so could you extend my payment due date, because it was 30 days before or 29 days before um, your actual visit begins. And they said they were so kind and they gave me an extra week, and I think I'm going to make it. I think I'm going to make it. If I just don't take any more time off, if I can make it through the next 2 days, and then I have 2 days off, and then 3 days next week, and then I have my first infusion. Oh, and I returned that bikini that was too big, and they gave me my refund in the form of credits. So this was also on my wish list. So this was definitely small. I made sure. God, they're always doing construction in this fucking city. Oh, anyway, so this. Oh wait, this is way. So this is the bikini top. There we go. Isn't that pretty? I think it's pretty, and it matches the linen shorts I got that I'm going to take. I love the little tassels on the end too. And this will be easier for me to put on this way. I'm going to try. I haven't even tried it on yet. I just opened the bag today, because my hands don't hurt so much. Yeah, using scissors causes a horrible pain. Just letting you know. I can't even pick up Louisville, which I love to do, but I can't pick her up because it hurts too much. So that's the top. I'm so excited. And it's, nylon. Here's the company. Oh, it's Tiger Lily. I don't know if I've ever heard of it before, but it's got Lily in it. So it makes me happy. And so it's got the tie in the back, 2 ties in the back. But I love that little detail right there. Plus, it just looks Greek to me. I don't know. I'm very excited. And then these are the bottoms. Well, that's the inside. But these are the bottoms. And I think they'll cover enough of the back. See, I wanted something that covered more of my bottom. Not that I'm that worried about it. And it's got that nice little detail on the side. See, I don't know if you can see that. It's got little holes in it. Can you see that? That little detail right there. You can see my... you can kind of see me too. Can you tell? Anyway, I'm going to try that on later today. But I think that's going to be good. I'm so excited about that. And then, for some reason, because I got that bathing suit at a discount, they returned it when I got my refund. It went back to a higher price. So my credits were more than what I paid for it. And so I was also able to buy this green linen skirt that I can wear to work. It's like mid-length, like mid below the knee, but above the ankle. What do they call that? Anyway, um, I like that it has the elastic in the back. It's a small, and all of my shirts will go with it. And I'm so excited. And so all of this costs me 79 cents. That's how much my credit was that I could get the skirt. Because when I thought I was just going to get the bathing suit, I thought that's how much of a, credit I would have. But I guess when I returned the bathing suit, they put the price back up to not the half off that I got it for. So what a treat! And I'm so excited about my bikini and my hat. I think it's going to look really good with the hat. I'm so excited. Now, if I can just pay for my trip. I love this hat. Love it. Anyways, I'm gonna keep wearing it. It reminds me of the '70s, and I saw this great. It's a channel on Instagram called Jazz Photo Archives, and they had a whole slew of photos from I think Life magazine, a Life magazine photographer of New York City in 1969. And damn, did these people look good. I saw people dressed like Rhoda, the scarves, the long scarves, and the leotard with the jeans. And my friend A saw it too because I reposted it. I didn't post it on my channel, whatever it's called, but I reposted it because I just thought it was really. The outfits are just. There was a photo of a woman talking to a guy who looks just like Monet Exchange. In fact, I could see Monet Exchange wearing this outfit. It was a tiger print suit, like a short jacket, long sleeve short jacket, and like flared pants and bright pink nail polish. And I think a matching hat too, and looked so much like Monet Exchange. And it just reminded me because I haven't watched yet, but there's a pit stop that I need to watch. I love Bianca Del Rio, and Monet comes on, but she's not in drag, and she looks great, but she's not in drag. Um, And she's like, I am going to make my fans hate me because I just don't, sometimes I just don't want to be in drag, even if I'm going on a drag show. Anyway, that picture, if you look up, I'll put the link down below. If you look up, my friend A liked that repost because she's a native New Yorker and she loves fashion and she's kind of an old soul like me. And uh, so anyway, so that was pretty cool. And then people were wearing hats like this. It was just, I'm sure there was a lot of bad stuff going on in New York too, but the photography and the people and the outfits were great. Everybody wears, people still, it was as outrageous back then as it is now. But this is like a redo of it. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Anyway, so I'm still just a little stressed about making my payment because I have to remember the dollar is different than the pound. And so I have to make sure I have the dollar amount for my payment. So thank you, Kakumi. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And they have a resident cat named Misto, so I may have mentioned that in my last video. But I can't. I told them because I wrote them. I emailed them a thank you, effusive thank you, not too, but I didn't want to be like weirdo about it, but I just like, I can't wait. Because I told him, I said, this is my first vacation in 15 years, and I'm just thrilled to be going and to know you have a resident cat. I want to see a cat. I hope I get a chance to see Mistos. Let's see. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, I signed up for 8 apartment lotteries, and I already have log numbers for 3 of them. Now, they're not particularly low, but my therapist told me that you only have a certain amount of time to respond, like 5 days to respond. And a lot of people either have already found something else or their circumstances have changed. And it also helps if you're a city employee. And I put down that I have a disability too, which I do, even though as of yet it's not official, but I know I have a disability. I have 2 disabilities, CPTSD and my RA. So I'm psyched about that. And they're in wonderful, these places are just amazing. And I only asked for studio. I think I put studio in 1 bedroom because even the 1 bedroom costs less than what I'm paying now. And all I have to pay is electricity. And they have central air. They have central air, hardwood floors, dishwashers, because washing dishes hurts my hands. And they have washer dryers in the units. And an elevator building. And then they have all these extras that you can pay to be a member for. Now, if I do get disability and I get those back payments, up to 12 months of back payments, I may just, who knows when if I'll get one of these apartments or whatever. But I'm trying to be hopeful that I'm on a log already. So that's good that I'm on the list for not. First, it was just 1 place, and it was 2, now 3. And they're all in Manhattan, which makes me happy too. Though I did apply to 2 places in Brooklyn. They were also smaller places. These are huge places. I mean, they have like bowling bowling alleys, and rec rooms. What I really want, what they have is sauna and pool. And that's something that if I could swing it, first of all, this back pay would pay off my credit card. And also if I get if I'm approved for disability, they will wipe out your student loans. Because, I know a lot of people know student loans. Some people never pay them off, and it would take years and years and years and years for me to pay them off, and I don't even have as much. It's not like it's hundreds of thousands of dollars, but it's enough for. And anyway, so I'm really, that's how much in pain I was that I was willing to reschedule my SSA claim appointment. And that's how grateful I am that they were able to find one for me, reschedule me for just 1 week later. I'm so excited about that. Let's see. Anyway, so it feels like there's a lot of I wrote balls in the air right now. Every time I say balls, I think of men. And balls are actually very weak and tender, and I mean that's where you knee a guy to like put them out temporarily and run away from them. This is what women have to do every day. Just so you know. So yeah. Oh, and today is the anniversary of my Zappas going over the Rainbow Bridge. I posted it on my Instagram channel. along with our song, because I used to sing it, "You Make Me So Very Happy, Zappy. I'm so glad you came into my life." And so that's the song that goes with my favorite photograph of him. I miss him every day. And I put that in the post too. Cats are just wonderful. And these places are pet friendly, speaking of which. So I could perhaps at some point either foster dogs or perhaps adopt a dog. Cats too would be nice, but hell, I'm not even in a place yet. We'll get to that eventually. But because they have dog like washing stations there at these places, they're amazing, and and they have green space, and it would be good for me. Now, if I get disability, I can only work up to 20 hours a week. So I'd have to ask my job if I could work, if I could lower my, but then you get some sort of benefits, but I mean, my benefits now aren't that great because I do free state benefits because that's all I can afford, which is free. And though I've met wonderful doctors, have wonderful doctors in spite of that, and it's only their specialty pharmacy that they require you to use that has given me the headaches. Um, because and I've been through that before with you. And but yeah, if I and they, so I'm hoping that, so like my therapist said, she said pretty much every client she's had that signed up for the housing lottery got a place, and and I'm feeling, because I'm a city employee plus uh, disabled, that might work in my favor. Could it please at some point work in my favor? Um, and then I could work part time, uh, and then I'd have some extra money from my back pay to pay off my credit card, and then save for me and for my next trip, because I told Kakuni Resort that I wanted to make that a yearly thing. And the next time I go, I'm going to go for 6 nights or 7 nights, a whole week. Um, if it all works out with it, like I said, there are a lot of balls in the air, a lot of juggling going on. My first boyfriend juggled. Well, he was a clown. So anyway, that I think I'm all. Oh, and I also got my universal adapter, $5 on eBay. I haven't opened it yet, but I remembered, despite all the pain and fatigue, that I should get a universal adapter for my phone. I'm not taking my laptop, but I'm taking my phone, and for my earbuds too. So I got that, and I've got my bathing suit, and so I'm fine clothes wise because it's only 4 nights, and but it's going to be a wonderful 4 nights because hopefully I'll be in a lot less pain, and knowing that continuing on, hopefully I should be in less pain. Now the damage has been done; my joints are fucked. There's been deformity, and plus I don't know if it's going to work, but I am trying to stay positive now. That's why I chose that song. Plus, having watched a documentary on Janis, she did it too. She got it while she could, and then just one night, she thought she'd been clean, And then one night she thought, huh, she was in a hotel room and she was waiting for a boyfriend or a friend. And she said, I'll just do one shot. And that was it. I don't know if that one shot, it was either a huge shot of it or she did more than one shot. I don't know the full story, but it's heartbreaking. But she lived more in those 27 years than I have in my whole life. I mean, and we share, because we all share trauma. That's why we should all be so kind to each other, because we all have some sort of trauma that we're carrying around, whether we know it or not, whether we're treating it or not. And that reminds me, I have to send an apology to ThreadUp, because my package was supposed to arrive at work last Thursday, and it did, but nobody knew about it. Nobody could find it, or at least it said it was delivered, but nobody could find it. Now, I should have started off with my main supervisor, because she's the one that always looks out for our packages. But when I was on the ThreadUp customer service line, she's like, I'm so sorry you didn't get your package. Because I even asked our mail carrier, the guy who comes in with all the packages and everything, and he said he didn't remember anything for me coming in on Thursday. So I thought that was enough of anyway. And she's like, I'm so sorry you lost your package. And I'm like, really? That's it? That's all? Do I get, I didn't even think to ask, like, will I get my refund? Will I be refunded for this? Or what, will I get my credit back or something? But then she said, if there's nothing else I can help you with, have a wonderful day. And I said, no, thank you. Which, considering, I could have said, no, I will not have a wonderful day. But in future, customer service people, and I have been in customer service most of my life, and the package was there. It was in the place that I should have looked first, but because I kept seeing all these other people who would have handled the package, especially the person who delivers all the packages, and he said he didn't remember it, I just took it that it didn't get there. It is the U.S. Postal Service under this administration, so I was thinking negatively, but it was there, and so I have to write an apology letter or email to ThreadUp. I don't know if she gave me her name or whatever, but I'll just let them know that I spoke to someone and I'm sorry that I gave her a bad review. I just felt like she could do more if the package had actually not showed up, instead of saying, well, have a wonderful day. And I just said, no thanks. I could have said a lot worse, let's put it that way. I just said no thanks. But then I felt bad because in the survey I gave her 1, because I was like, I feel like she could have done more, like call the post office on my behalf, so I wouldn't have to do all this shit. But anyway, all's well that ends well. And I've gone on long enough, but I just wanted to catch people up on, if you're interested in it, and plus it's a form of therapy for me, because I really should have it every day. I texted my friend Leslie yesterday after I made all these appointments and rescheduled everything. And I was really excited. I had to tell somebody. So I messaged her and asked her, I'm like, do you have just a few minutes so I can share some good news or promising news? And she said, sure. And so I blabbed it all out to her, and she was very happy for me. But I wanted to make a video that showed that as well, and share that as well. That there is light, hopefully, at the end of this. Because I really I was like, I am over life. I am over life. This pain. I told my rheumatologist that I am not enjoying life at all, at all. And anyway, it's at 50 minutes, so I'll stop here. But I just want to say, be kind to one another, love one another, no matter human or non-human. Just be kind. And hold doors, say please and thank you, and excuse me if you bump into someone on the sidewalk, or, just get off your phone and your earbuds once in a while and just look at the beauty around you, because there is beauty even in the city. I have a community garden, and it's a certified humane pollinator garden, and so I've been taking photos, which I put up on my IG post, and I see bumblebees in New York City, and so I took a picture. There were daisies with like 4 or 5 bumblebees on them, and I was just so happy. And there's honeysuckle, which I remember I used to take off and suck the juice out of it as a kid. Anybody else do that? I didn't do that now because it's New York City. God only knows who's touched that. Dog only knows, right, baby girl? Anyway, I hope everyone is doing well, and if you're not doing well, maybe this will inspire you to get the help you need, or talk to someone to start feeling better. I can't believe I have in-person psychiatry and therapy again. I just can't believe it. It's a dream come true. Seriously. Baby girl. Anyway, baby girl and I wish you love and peace. And let me get my finger ready. This is our thing, right? Peace out.